Today in the Utah courtroom, Erica Kirk, along with Charlie's parents, watched as her husband's assassin, Tyler Robinson, listened to prosecutors lay out their case against him in a preliminary hearing to determine if they have enough evidence to warrant a trial. Look, you don't have to be a legal expert to know there's no way a judge says there's not probable cause here. It's the lowest standard, and the guy obviously did it. Okay? Now, usually a grand jury decides this. But in Utah, the judge makes that call. NewsNation senior national correspondent Brian Entin was inside the courtroom and joins me now from outside the courthouse. Thanks for being with me.
Yeah, thanks, Chris.
So when you were in there, what is your feeling about how far this is going to go? Do you think there's going to be a trial?
It's a good question. I mean, you mentioned there's a lot of evidence against Tyler Robinson, but there wasn't a lot new that came out today. I mean, it was a lot of the evidence that we'd already heard about. There were officers just recounting what they saw that day. They did talk about something I hadn't heard about before. There was an officer who talked about a pistol holster that he saw in the grass near where Charlie was shot, which added to some confusion in the beginning because these officers saw the pistol holster and thought maybe it was someone closer to Charlie. And remember, they had arrested that older gentleman and then let him go. But they thought it sounded like a rifle. So it was very chaotic. We learned about that today. It was emotionally charged, too. I mean, you had Erica Kirk in the front row. You had Charlie Kirk's parents, you had Don Jr., the president's son, and his wife all sitting in the front row. And there were several times that Erica Kirk had to leave. She was crying and she had to leave because they got so detailed going into everything that happened to Charlie. Listen to what one of the police officers said, Chris, as he was describing that moment.
I heard a gunshot.
Okay. And can you describe you described Mr. Kirk's reaction? Was that simultaneous to hearing the gunshot?
Yes, it was.
When he fell to the left?
Yes.
Did you see the reaction from the crowd?
Yes.
What was that?
Everybody kind of got up. They all said, a lot of people were screaming, standing up, and starting to run in all different directions.
Knowing what you know about the case today, do you have an idea about what that object was?
It looks like a rifle or something to that effect, a long object.
It looks like a rifle?
Like a long object, like skinny and long. You can see it's like almost like it's covered over something.
So you saw the cover, which was the towel, right?
Yes, and the shape of it is long.
Okay.
You know.
So you can see a towel, but you can't see an actual
I don't know
gun.
if it was a towel or a blanket. I don't know what it was.
But you can't see an actual gun?
No, like an object, like a form of a gun, like a long object.
So that was the defense attorney, Chris, asking the officer about what he saw in the surveillance video. You know, we all saw that video of Tyler Robinson dropping down the back of the building and having the rifle kind of in the towel. They were sort of zeroing in on that. The thing that shocked me more than anything, though, was when they asked the officer about the preparations they made for the Charlie Kirk event, and there basically were none. They had 6 officers who didn't really know much about the event. There was no briefing ahead of time. There were no drones. There was no one. He said there was no one that checked out the roof. There was no one up on the roof. There was no one on the walkways that go up above the amphitheater there. He really just said they had no plan. They just kind of showed up.
Yeah, I mean, you know, now, in retrospect, you know, it all seems unreasonable, but Charlie did these events all the time, and they had never, you know, encountered anything like this. What did you pick up from Tyler Robinson's demeanor?
Interesting question. So what I noticed today, which I hadn't noticed the other times I've been here, is sort of his involvement in the process. He was talking to his lawyers a lot, and it even looked like he was suggesting questions for them a couple of times, like telling them what he wanted them to ask some of the witnesses, which I thought was interested, very engaged throughout the entire thing. There was one kind of awkward moment before court started when Erica Kirk was already in the courtroom sitting in the front row. He was kind of joking with the lawyer and like laughing, which just felt kind of inappropriate with Erica sitting right there, but very engaged overall.
Yeah, I mean, look, obviously he's already shown he doesn't value human life, right? What I think will be interesting is if they try to get the death penalty taken off the table for a plea deal. I mean, what happened to his righteous indignation? What happens? I always find that interesting. You know, this is, yeah.
Yeah, and then remember, Chris, the governor of Utah, just days after they had Tyler Robinson in custody, said they were going after the death penalty. I think even Trump commented on the death penalty. So you got to wonder, how do they now take that off the table when from the very beginning you had the governor and the president saying, we want the death penalty?
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.